And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Welcome back to the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. This week is episode 12, Canadian Stampede. We're covering June, July of 1997. I'm Mike Prue, along with JV. JV, how you doing today?
Doing well tonight, brother.
Last week, we just coming off of the Reluctant Partners. Shawn Michaels and Steve Austin had their match at King of the Ring, and we'll be picking up right after that. The very next night on June 9th, which is JV's birthday, as we mentioned last week. So he didn't get to go to King of the Ring for his birthday on the 8th in Providence. Definitely isn't going to Hartford, Connecticut for Raw on his birthday.
Nope, unfortunately, that did not happen, but I did get a nice... It was my 13th birthday. I actually remember this. I thought about it. I'm like, I remember what I got that year, because I was getting into Babe Ruth baseball. And for my birthday this year, I actually got a Louisville Slugger TPX aluminum bat.
Oh,
the TPX
nice.
type. It was blue. I remember we taped the handle with like shoestring, so it was like a grip on it. You know, the good old days.
Shoestring, yeah. Now they have a bunch of shit that they sell that costs so much money just to do the same effect on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, like I was saying, last week we covered that, and we have a lot going forward in the month of December. So I just want to go run through our schedule for everybody. So they know what to look forward to going forward throughout this month. Okay, so tonight, December 5th, covering the Canadian Stampede. Next week, we're going to be covering just July. Okay, just a couple episodes in Raw of July that lead up to Austin retaining or winning the tag team titles again with a new partner. He had the boy toy, but now he's going to have the dude love, his partner.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
Then the following week, we're going to finish up the month of July and into August and lead to SummerSlam 97. Austin versus Owen Hart and Broken Neck. Pile driver from hell. Oh, that hurts, that pile driver.
Yeah, it does.
And we'll also be doing a watch-along that same week. So 2 days later, on Friday, December 21st, we have a special edition watch-along. Owen Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then the following week, on our regular episode day, which is a Wednesday, December 26th, being that it's Christmas, we're going to give ourselves a little break, and we're just going to do a watch-along for that episode. So no regular episode that week. Another special edition watch-along, but one that was voted on by you guys on our Twitter poll, where you selected Clash of the Champions 25's Flying Ryan Pillman versus Stunning Steve Austin. So a little throwback watch-along there. Way throwback. I mean, this is 21 years ago what we're talking about here. But we go even further back.
It's 25,
to,
right?
1994.
94? So
94?
25.
No.
I thought it was 93. 93, yeah.
November 93. Yep. So 25 years. And then we'll be back January 2nd in the new year with our regular scheduled episodes. Episode 15 we'll be covering August through September leading up to the Vincent Kennedy McMahon Stunner. I think I want to call that one the Stunner.
The
Stunner heard around the world.
Yeah.
The Stunner. So that's our lineup going all the way into the new year. So jam-packed, a lot of stuff going on. We'll be leading into the final matches, the final months of 1997 too. So things are going to start rearing up even more. We just keep saying it. It's like it just keeps getting better.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
97, the 98's even better. So great stuff ahead.
Yeah, the material for Stone Cold gets better and better, but what's even, it's a great, side dish to this course is the fact that WWF at the time is getting better. So when we're going back and watching these Raws and stuff, I kind of catch myself watching more and more Raws as far as like from beginning to end. Like I'm finishing more and more of the actual episodes of Raw.
Right, when first setting out on this journey and planning it all out, it's like, yeah, it's easy. We're just gonna go through watch the Austin stuff. And now it's like we're watching month worth of Raws and pay-per-view in a week.
Yeah, like the whole shows.
and I'm taking notes on it, and then I'm taking handwritten notes, and then typing the notes. So it's like all this time, that didn't know I was getting into, but it's.
You could try a voice recorder. Throw a voice recorder down. Start throwing out notes at it.
Sometimes I look back at the notes and I'm like, what was I talking about when I wrote this?
What does that word even say?
Yeah, what is that? That shitty handwriting right there. Was I drinking too much at that time when I wrote that note?
That was that extra Captain and Coke right there.
I think I need to rewatch that one.
Is it Captain or Admiral Jack right now?
It's not Admiral Jack. It's Admiral Nelson.
Admiral Nelson, that's it.
This is the knockoff Captain Morgan. But there's a place down the street that sells it for $12, and I think they got their price marked wrong, but I'll take advantage of it.
Yeah.
$12 for a handle.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Alrighty then. We'll have to talk off air about this store.
Yeah. Well, I saw last time I went there was some that were listed at $12, and then behind it were $18. I'm like, fuck! I'm gonna get these.
Get these ones out front.
And then I'm not coming back there because there's cheaper ones at other stores. Jack's the price. I think I'm the only one buying them. So, but anyway, let's get on to the show here. Like I said at the top of the show, we're gonna just continue right from where we left off last week with the King of the Ring. And the other notable thing to point out from the King of the Ring that I don't think we mentioned is that Hunter Hearst Helmsley won the King of the Ring.
And, we didn't mention that?
No.
Ah, no kidding. Yeah, he won.
Yeah. And this is at the point where he starts to get a little attitude, too.
Yes.
Which is nice. And it actually happens at the beginning of this Raw episode. All right, so we're at Raw 213, June 9th, 1997, live from Hartford, Connecticut. And as I was saying, there's some early stuff in the show. Austin doesn't have anything going on until the second hour, basically. During the first hour, just some basic things with the King of the Ring winner, Hunter. And he has a promo with Vince where he's telling Vince, I was supposed to win this last year, but because of your politics, I didn't win it, and blah, blah, blah. So it's nice to see that, they're pointing out stuff that everybody knows from reading the dirt.
Yeah, and he makes a point, too. He says, not even you can hold me back anymore. Because I watched that promo. He says something of that nature. It was good. Yeah, that was good shit.
Yeah, it's a totally different Hunter than was portrayed leading up to his win.
Yeah.
He's finally breaking out. It seems like that's what's happening with a lot of the characters is they're breaking out, and they're also calling Vince McMahon out all the time now.
Yeah.
He's gradually becoming a character show rather than just a ring announcer. And they're acknowledging he's the boss, he's in charge. All right, so did you have any side notes? I thought you said you had some side notes. Are they from the first hour or are they from after?
I don't remember where they lie in the show, but just side notes about this Raw 213 is that Paulie Dangerously and Tommy Dreamer actually invade Raw during an RVD Flash Funk match. So there's an RVD Flash Funk match on this Raw, and Paulie Dangerously and Tommy Dreamer invade Raw kind of from the stands. So, and this is because previously Jerry Lawler had invaded ECW.
Yeah.
So it was like back favor, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, some cool stuff going on. It's not even that WWF is, changing. They're even getting ECW involved at this point, too.
Yeah, and this was kind of considered a lower on their card, and like it wasn't high on their card in terms of relevancy and booking and whatnot, and the actual show.
Whereas today it would be taking over the show.
Oh yeah,
if it was ROH coming in or any other promotion, it would just be the main thing.
Yep, right to the top of the card.
At this point, they have big headliners that still are doing the thing. Like, they got Austin, they got Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels is back. So
yeah, they have. They have their team.
Actually, with that said, I said Shawn Michaels is back. Well, apparently on June 9th, Shawn Michaels is out. So, the very next night, after having a match with Stone Cold at King of the Ring, just early in the afternoon or late in the afternoon prior to Raw going live, Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels have an altercation backstage in which they argue about the sunny days comment. Been having a lot of sunny days, so Bret Hart said that it caused a lot of drama, his family, and Shawn Michaels kind of gave like a snarky remark back, and then started fighting, and Bret Hart basically, from what it sounds like, kicked the shit out of Shawn Michaels. And Shawn Michaels got all pissy, and he said he's never going to work for Vince McMahon's fucking ass again, and just kind of stormed off, and at this point it was up in the air what was going on with Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels was supposed to play a major role in this episode. There was supposed to be a match between Austin and Pillman later in the night, but Austin is injured, so the idea was that Austin's going to not actually have the match with Pillman tonight. They'll have it another week, and they're going to set it up as Austin versus Pillman, but somebody will replace Austin. It was going to be Shawn Michaels replacing Austin. That's a tag team partner, and Michaels would have the match with Pillman, but that all went to shit when Shawn Michaels hightailed it out of there. He even threatened that if he could get to Boston in time, he would show up, be on Nitro, because that's where Nitro was the same night.
Oh, wow. No kidding.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to talk to my dad. So you mean to tell me there was a Raw in Hartford, a King of the Ring in Providence, and a Nitro in Boston? He didn't take me? Son of a bitch. No, I love that bat. But anyhow.
So that's kind of going on behind the scenes leading into this night. So they had plans for things to happen, and it just didn't happen. And watching this episode, you don't really know about it at all. You just know there's no Shawn Michaels and there's no Bret Hart in this episode. And they don't really explain anything until the next week. But at this point, everything's kind of up in the air with what's going on. You have Shawn Michaels and Austin as tag team champs at this point, so Shawn Michaels is just leaving. That leaves the titles up in the air already. So we'll see what happens as we go through these episodes. All right, so as I said, Austin doesn't make an appearance until the second episode, so he's not on the show until the War Zone. And he's going to cut a promo with Vince McMahon, and it's about 4 or 5 minutes long. So we'll play that, and then we'll talk about it after you hear the clip. All right, take a listen.
McMahon during this interview. Not good old JR, I'll tell you that. Ladies and gentlemen, Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, you've done some pretty dastardly things thus far here in the World Wrestling Federation, but perhaps none any more dastardly than what you did last night. And we'll take a look at it now. You interrupting Brian Pillman's interview. I suppose you're proud of that.
You're damn right I'm proud of it. And there ain't too many things that brings a smile to Steve Austin's face, but that's damn sure one of them. The only thing I'm sorry about is that toilet bowl wasn't full of a few contents, which I think you know what I'm referring to.
All right, wait a minute. Let's get to the match. Tonight in this ring, one-on-one, Brian Pillman and Stone Cold Steve Austin. What about it?
Brian Pillman came out last week, and he thought he pulled the big surprise. Since Bret the Hitman Hart couldn't wrestle, he was afraid to wrestle and forced me to wrestle Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels and I got through last night. The fact of the matter is, I'm here right now in living color. And Brian Pillman, last night, I flushed your little face down the commode. Here in a few short minutes, I'm gonna kick your ass up and down this ring. When I see fit, I'll hit you with the Stone Cold Stunner, pin you 1, 2, 3, and then carry your little raspy-ass carcass back to the back and finish up with you, and there can't nobody do nothing about it.
I don't understand it. All right, let's get to one other thing, if you don't mind. Bret Hart's challenge last night at the King of the Ring. Bret Hart came into the ring, and he challenged any 5 superstars who had guts enough to step into the ring in a 10-man tag team matchup in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, on the 6th of July. He made reference to a Canadian Stampede.
Well, I'll go ahead and be the first guy to volunteer for that job, because that's at the famous Calgary Stampede. They think they got a bunch of cowboys and bulls and horses and all kinds of crap like that. I'll tell you this, whether I got 4 people on my side or not, Stone Cold Steve Austin will stampede all of your asses by myself. Gorilla Monsoon made me find a tag team partner, which was Shawn Michaels. So I'm sure by the same token, he'll make me find 4 wrestlers. But let me tell Gorilla Monsoon this, you get in my way this time, son, and I'll beat your fat ass just like I would Bret Hart's. Steve Austin to be up in Calgary, Canada, beating the hell out of the Harts. Anybody that shows up, Brian Pillman too, and if it rolls right down to it, Stu and Helen, whoever the Harts want to bring, I'll beat up the whole damn family. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
All right, so one of the first things Vince McMahon brings up there, as you just listened to, is that he gave Brian Pillman a swirly. We talked about this swirly last week. JV brought up the fact that it looked like it was in some abandoned bathroom that had all like cages up and shit. He tosses his head into the toilet. And what I found funny, I didn't really notice the first time. I don't know why I didn't, but took a second look and noticed that there's a camera already positioned to see Pillman's head go into the toilet.
Oh yeah, but it has to be right above the.
Yeah, because it's right above. Unless the cameraman's climbing up the sink and putting his camera above the toilet, but it looked just like it was already positioned.
Yeah,
just very quick. He's found there. These cameraman's behind Austin, and then all of a sudden it's just right up there where they needed it to be. So that was planned out. Obviously, obviously it's planned out, but it stands out as being.
Yeah.
Like you knew that was gonna happen. So Austin, he's like, the only thing I'm sorry about is that there wasn't some contents left in the toilet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that. Something to that effect. I do want to point out, because I feel like sometimes I'll get the quotes wrong from what they're saying, kind of like paraphrasing. And listeners out there, just so you're aware of how we do this production, we're not listening to it when we play it. So when we play the clips, we're not actually listening to it. So if I'm saying something that it seems obvious because you just listened to it, it's like, oh, how did you get that wrong? You just heard it. Well, I didn't just hear it. I'm going off my notes.
Yeah.
And you know what I said about my notes earlier, so sometimes they're off just a little bit. Paraphrasing. But yeah, just want to point that out. We dropped in all the clips later. JV does all that. Does a great job with that too. See?
Thank you.
No, it's seamless.
Yeah.
You think that it's just being
flawless.
Played. Yeah. All right. So what'd you take away from this promo, JV?
Kind of with that you didn't cover. Basically,
I always covered the toilet thing.
Yeah, well, he enters the ring with the WWF tag title, which is funny to me because he's there alone with it. It's tag time. And now you come to find out this tag team partner straight like left. He's ready to head to Boston. He makes another snake's ass reference again, which I thought was kind of redundant. It's like, we just heard that, and he kind of laughed at himself the last time he made the snake's ass reference. So it's funny to hear him bring that up again. I did like how he's here in living color, just because every time I hear in living color, some people probably think of like the band or whatever. I think of the show.
Yeah, I think of the show. Yeah. I don't think of CM Punk's music, right? Is that the band?
Yeah, it's the same color. Living Color and Living Color. I don't know what the hell their band name is. They have a great song out. I mean, Punk uses it. But when I hear Living Color, I think of Jim Carrey, Damon Wayans, Tommy Davidson, all the rest of the Wayans. Yeah.
David Allen Greer.
That show. I do like how Stone Cold always goes out of his way to take shots at Gorilla Monsoon over all these months. Always goes out of his way. So he's like, he says to Gorilla, "I'll beat your fat ass just like I beat Bret Hart." So I'm like, dude, poor Gorilla. He hasn't even really been involved lately. We haven't seen much of him like we did, 8 months ago, where he was coming on TV more. But
Austin's always bringing up like, "Oh, I'll need a partner. Gorilla Monsoon's going to make sure you have a partner."
Yeah.
He says it about Michaels. He's going to say it, about Do Love eventually. He's going to say it when he has to pick partners for the 10-man tag match. He's like, "Oh, Gorilla Monsoon in this federation is going to make me pick partners." And he's just trying to bring home the point all the time that I can do it by myself. I can do it by myself.
Yep.
But they forced me to. Gorilla.
Big bad Gorilla
Monsoon. Another thing with the snake's ass, there was actually a sign.
I saw it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
right?
There was a poster of the snake, and then there was a knife, and it was chopping off the snake's ass.
Yeah, it was like a swirly snake. It was like they had it like swirled out, and I think it was red. I saw that. I didn't even. I was gonna put it in my notes, and I didn't because I was like, I won't bring that up. And now that you bring it up, I did see it.
Yeah, I didn't put it in the notes either, but I remember seeing it. Yeah. They didn't make a big point of it though. They didn't zoom in on it.
No,
it was just.
It's kind of up and then it's coming down as it shoots by.
Yeah,
like they're kind of bringing it down.
So one person kind of liked it from the previous week when Austin said that. They made a whole poster about chopping off the snake's ass.
They put some serious time into that poster. Color. Yeah. They might have buy new markers for that.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Vincent K. McMahon, I don't know why I just said his full name, but Vince McMahon is he's bringing up the Canadian Stampede. He's saying that the Harts have challenged 5 WWF Superstars to be in a match, and that's you just heard Austin accepts. He's the first to volunteer to be in this match, and he's going to have to find 4 others. He'll do it alone. Trust me, he'll do it alone. But Gorilla Monsoon, that fat ass, is going to make him get 4 partners. So that kind of concludes that promo there. He's supposed to have a match with Pillman, as I said earlier, and that's not going to happen because the Hart Foundation is going to come down and attack him. Behind the scenes, it was that Austin was too injured to actually wrestle, but he was willing enough to go out there and fake beat down, kind of work with the storyline, and he's going to have some time off over the next week. So Mankind's going to replace him, which kind of sends off things in a whole new direction. Because if Shawn Michaels was there, Michaels would have just taken his spot, and it would have been status quo. Austin and Michaels are tag team partners, so that makes sense. But now we're going to have Mankind take the spot of Michaels. From that point on, Mankind's going to have a new pathway. He's going to have a whole new storyline with Austin from this very point on. So, not for Michaels leaving, not for Bret Hart kicking Michaels' ass. Maybe Mankind doesn't do what he's going to become a Dude Love eventually, because they brought it up already. But maybe it wasn't going to be this soon. Maybe it wasn't going to be with Austin involved.
Yeah, who knows? Because at this point, he's in a feud with Triple H or Hunter Hearst Helmsley. He just had an awesome match at King of the Ring with him, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
just at the King of the Ring. Yeah, and I think he has a rematch coming up, either on Raw or it might even be at Canadian Stampede. But
Yep, that Canadian Stampede.
is it? Because I remember watching a good chunk of. I think it was the second match they had together. So you got Triple H, who's a big up and comer, one of their blue chips, you could say, and Mankind kind of, like you said, he opens up another pathway. So in addition to feuding with another, blue chip that they got, he's also kind of worked his way into relevancy, very minor relevancy in the main card on the show. So he's in two positions on the card.
Yeah, and it's going to continue to be that way because he's going to get to be a couple characters.
Yeah. Yep.
So all works out for Mick Foley. So Mankind takes the place in his match. It's not really much of a match, really. Kind of just very quick.
Yeah.
Not much goes on.
There's not much to it at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
so ultimately Austin just comes back out, wobbles out a little bit, and going to go help Mankind. But Ken Shamrock comes flying by and goes into the ring. And apparently Shamrock was a replacement too.
Was he?
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be involved in this, but he replaces Sid. Sid was supposed to be involved in this in the 10-man tag. Then Shamrock replaced him, or either way, Shamrock replaced somebody.
Yeah, I mean, Mankind pretty much has this match won.
Yeah.
Up until I think he has the mandible claw actually on Pillman, but then the Hart Foundation interferes. Limpy Stone Cold Steve Austin comes on down, for the save with the Ken Shamrock assist.
Actually, Shamrock was going to replace Michaels. Michaels was supposed to be in that 10-man match. Shamrock replaces him.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Goldust is going to replace Sid.
Okay.
Sid gets into a car accident.
Okay.
Yeah. And then LOD were always supposed to be in the match, apparently.
That's interesting.
Yeah. With what just happened here with Mankind helping out, you'd figure, Mankind's going to be in that match.
Yep.
But they already have the match for Mankind and Hunter.
It does make sense for LOD, though. I mean, they're still huge internationally.
Yeah,
they're still,
that's true.
At that time, I mean, we look at it now in hindsight, like, because we look at the stardom of what a lot of these guys end up becoming compared to Legion of Doom, and it's just, I mean, obviously Legion of Doom was massive,
huge before,
massive, but revisionist history. We get a little bit older, and we kind of.
Well, we just see what happened with LOD as the years went on.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
just kind of fell off.
Yeah.
So that's the gist of that show. Mankind takes a beating at the end for helping out Austin. And that leads us to the next Raw. Raw 214, June 16th, 1997, from Lake Placid, New York. So here we are. You got Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. They had their altercation the previous week. That gets mentioned right at the top of the show. They even say that Shawn Michaels is going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. And Bret Hart should be able to return in a few weeks. And that Bret Hart was the aggressor. Steve. Man calls him out for being the aggressor. He's trying to screw Bret Hart.
Yeah,
screw with his reputation.
It's already starting.
Because of Michaels being out for 4 to 6 weeks, they announced that there's going to be a tag team tournament, and the winner will face Austin in a partner to be determined as long as Michaels is not available. And maybe Michaels comes back and he could be his partner. But at this point, they don't know if he's going to be ready in time. Now, the one thing that confuses me with this, and they make different comments over the next couple of weeks. Originally, they announced it as it's a tag team tournament, and the winner faces Austin and a partner. So there's a tournament, make a number one contender, basically. But then also they say that Austin's not a tag team champion anymore, and the winner is the new tag team champions.
But he has the belt, though.
Right, he keeps the belt the whole time. He always has the belt with him.
Yeah, so how could he not be the champion if he stripped him of the belt? Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just different comments where it's kind of confusing.
Yeah,
what they're trying to say here. Yeah, exactly.
Huh. Doesn't surprise me. I didn't catch that, but totally believe it.
Yeah. So, for the sake of making sense of it all, I would just say it's a tag team tournament for the number one contendership. And Austin's still the champion, just needs to get a new partner.
Yep, yeah, that's kind of how I interpret it the whole time.
Yeah. All right, so this show starts off with Austin, the way it should be. And this is one of my favorite clips from the show. Austin's going to be having a conversation with Vince McMahon, and he's going to have a guest appearance by Mankind. Mankind wants to point out, hey, we got this tournament coming. I should be your partner. Pick me. And I mentioned a couple of weeks ago about a funny comment that Austin says in Mankind. And they go back and forth for a second there, and Austin has this hilarious, the big fat ass thing. So, all right, so I mentioned it a few weeks back on an episode about how Austin's like, yeah, you got a nice big fat ass. Well, hear it for yourself now. Take a listen. Talk about it again when it comes back.
Well, right now Stone Cold Steve Austin is coming down here.
I think it's your turn to interview him.
I don't. He's pointing over this way.
I think he's talking about you, man. Well, we did not expect Stone Cold Steve Austin to be joining us at this time, but I guess when you can talk to the horse's head, it's a lot better than talking to the horse's rear end. So consequently, Vince McMahon has the pleasure, shall we say, of interviewing the man with the personality of a rattlesnake, the toughest SOB in the WWF, in my estimation.
Hold the damn thing up here. I'm sitting back there listening to you ramble on about a tournament for some contenders to face me and some partner. It's a bunch. Shut up. Don't even think about saying nothing because you ain't got to say nothing. Bottom line is this, Vince. I don't give a damn if my partner is Shawn Michaels. I really don't care. I really don't need nobody. Y'all the ones that stuck me with him to begin with.
Well, I understand that. Nonetheless, it's your choice to have a tag team.
Stone Cold, I'd like to speak to you. You see, last week on Raw is War, when you looked me in the eye and gave me the finger, I felt the bond between the two of us. So I'm saying, Stone Cold, let me be the man, because together the two of us will set the WWF tag team scene on fire. I don't need no freak watching my back. You ain't got no ears. I never asked for Shawn Michaels' long hair out here shaking his ass, and I don't need you either. Wait a second, Steve. You see, you're in luck because I already have long hair. I can wear one earring, and I can shake my ass. I've got a nice ass. You got a nice big fat ass. Okay, hotshot. I can tell you've got a lot on your mind, so I'm going to let you think about it. Have a nice day! Turn him off. Get him off.
Well, notwithstanding the situation in the tag team tournament and you having a partner and whoever that's going to be, let's talk about the match tonight. You, right here, one-on-one with Brian Pillman. However, let's take everyone back, and that match should take place in a few minutes. Let's take everyone back to what happened last week. It was you walking down the aisle, readying for yourself for this matchup, and watch, attacked from behind by the entire Hart Foundation, and look, all over you, preventing you from entering the ring, preventing you from taking the match. Who comes to help you out? Mankind. Mankind comes in to help you out, and Mankind then goes to the ring and takes on Brian Pillman. From there, you come back to help out. Here comes Ken Shamrock, cleaning house. You, Shamrock, Mankind, and just how do you repay Ken Shamrock?
Well, that's how you pay your back. Come hell or high water, last week it didn't happen. Brian Pillman's going to get his ass whipped. He's going to get flushed down the commode to join all his little friends in the sewer system. Ain't no way, Brian Pillman, and I know you can see me back there, that your little raspy carcass...
Well, wait a minute. Let me remind you that the Hart Foundation are going to be handcuffed around this ring.
Now here comes Ken Shamrock.
I'll be damned if it ain't the world's most dangerous man. You got dumped right on your little throat last week, didn't you, boy?
Ken?
I didn't come down here to help your sorry ass out. I came down here because I don't like bullies. And to me, you're no different than the Hart Foundation. And I will not forget what you did to me on Monday night when you gave me the Stone Cold Stunner. And for that, you will pay. As a matter of fact, tonight, I challenge you to a match. Tonight. As a matter of fact,
Calm down.
as a matter of fact, why don't we just do it right now?
Let me tell you something, tough guy. After I get through beating the hell out of Brian Pillman up and down this ring, you go rustle up your little lucky four-leaf clover, and I'll kick the hell out of you, and that's the bottom line.
You chose to enter my zone. Now it's time to knuckle up. I'll be here.
Well, we got what a situation has just developed here between Stone Cold Steve Austin and the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock. But ladies and gentlemen, don't you forget that right here tonight, it's going to be Stone Cold.
All right, so Austin is pissed there. He's pissed about the tag team tournament. He says he doesn't want a partner. He doesn't need a partner. Like always, that's his common go-to thing is he doesn't need a partner.
Yep.
But, he has to have one, though. Said earlier, Gorilla Monsoon's going to make him have a partner. Got to have somebody. Care who it is, though. And Mankind appears on the Titantron. Now, he wants to be Austin's partner. Last week, Mankind came out, tried to help out Austin. And Austin's kind of not down with it. Thinks he's a piece of trash.
Yeah.
He sucks. Austin even pegged him off last week. And, Mankind says something to the effect, like you just heard, and I didn't just hear. There's a bond between us. Last week, when you gave me the finger, I felt a bond. And he's like, Austin's like, well, I had a partner, dances around, and Mankind's like, I could do that. I could dance. I could shake my ass. I got an earring. I got the long hair already. He's pulling his hair out.
Yeah.
I got the long hair. I happen to have a nice ass. And Austin, again, as you just heard, classic. I love it. Yeah. You got a nice big fat ass.
Yeah, you can make a blooper reel of how many times Austin kind of, as great as he was, even when he fucked up, it was good. Because he just made it work. But you could make a whole blooper reel. There probably is one already for YouTube.
That's gotta be.
Of Stone Cold's, just awkward comments from Stone Cold.
Yeah. It's funny. I think it's somewhere on these episodes we're covering this week. But might as well bring it up now. There's a sign at some point where it says, Steve Austin sure does love asses or something to that effect.
Is there?
Yeah.
Damn.
He loves talking about asses.
That's funny.
Yeah, sometimes what he says just comes out wrong. And he notices right away, too.
Yeah, he does, yeah. He usually smirks, too. Or he just reacts like, shit. Like that one time.
It's just like a pause.
Forgot his lines. Yeah.
I think after this one he paused. Like, you got a nice big fat ass. Just pauses.
Awkward silence. Cringe.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. Yeah. Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah. Do you take anything else away from that? I mean, that's stole the show. I forgot everything else was going on after I heard that.
Yeah, well, basically, I like how they mentioned Stone Cold's rattlesnake persona.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like starts that off, and they show it with their timidness. Like neither of them want to interview him. They're timid to do so because Stone Cold comes in like a fucking tornado all the time now, and he's just like he just controls every situation he's in. So, from JR and Vince's perspective, it's kind of intimidating.
Yeah, they didn't even want to interview him.
Yeah, and right from the get-go, Stone Cold's like Vince has the mic held too low. So he like grabs Vince's hand. He's like, raise this mic up, like,
Yeah.
So it's
And
like
he
right
told
from
him
the
to
echo
shut up.
controlling. Yeah.
He said, "Shut up."
So it's great. And then
Yeah, so
obviously Shamrock comes out with his awful theme. That doesn't end up being his final theme. He ends up getting one better than that, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And then he's good. I mean, how he hates
Yeah, that music
bullies.
sucked.
Yeah, that music was awful. He challenges Stone Cold to a match.
Yeah, which sounds so dumb because Austin already has a match. And
Yeah.
They just talked about it, his Pillman match. And then he's like coming out of nowhere, "I want a match tonight."
How about right now?
Right now, it's like, dude, no.
He's
He has a
like,
match.
he says like, it's time to knuckle up.
Yeah.
He hates bullies. I'm Shamrock. I don't like bullies.
I don't like bullies like you.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny. Shamrock was good though. He really was. He was convincing.
No, he was. He was. He's just, that awkwardness sometimes.
Yeah.
So Austin's like, yeah, after I kick Pillman's ass, I'll kick your ass. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Which is great. It's a great line. It's not like he's a baby face now, but he's also a badass, so he's not going to be like, well, I have a match, so.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't fit you on my schedule. I don't think Gorilla will let me wrestle twice in one night.
Well, Gorilla wanted him to wrestle twice in one night before already, remember that?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's how he got his match with Bret Hart,
Yep.
Revenge of Taker.
And he's all pissed off about it.
Yeah.
But I'll do it anyway.
So they did talk a little bit about the Pillman match, and that's one thing I wanted to bring up, is that the stipulation is going to be that all the Hart Foundation members have to be handcuffed to the ring post. That was originally supposed to be the stipulation for the Bret Hart match. It was going to be Bret Hart versus Michaels at King of the Ring.
Yep.
Before everything changed, and that was going to be a stipulation for that match. In addition to the Bret Hart had to win in 10 minutes, and then also Michael said, well, the whole Hart Foundation has to be handcuffed to the post. So they decided to take that part of the match, that stipulation, and use it here, Austin and Pillman, to have them all handcuffed, which made for some good dynamics in the match. We'll talk about it when we get to the match, but I like that they were all handcuffed. Storytelling with that. And I had one little side note. Okay, there's that's a pretty big deal, I think, is that there's a home video advertised for Stone Cold's first video, which was a big deal at the time for a superstar.
Yeah, it was.
To have their own video where it would have, some of their greatest hits and such. So they had this first Stone Cold video come out called "'Cause Stone Cold Said So," and he's the narrator in it, and and it's supposed to be like R-rated basically, where we can't watch this, we can't play this stuff on TV here. You have to get the video.
Spend $19.99 on this video.
Even though it's all the same shit from what you already watched. It's already, it's the same stuff from the pay-per-views. It's from Raw.
Well, they do have some of his ECW stuff they hadn't shown yet.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Because there's him dressed up as Hogan.
Yep.
Doing a
that's
promo.
right.
So there was some bonus content that. Oh.
Yeah, it was some ECW stuff, and even says it. It says, permission from ECW or whatever.
Yeah.
To that effect. And I bought it. I just bought it.
Did you?
So,
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was watching these episodes the first time to take all these notes and such, I stopped what I was doing. I went on eBay, typed it in. The Stone Cold Said So. Got the DVD version of it. Came out like 2005. It's the same exact version of the VHS.
No shit.
Got it on DVD. Started watching it. It was cool because it goes through everything from the start, basically, from the Ringmaster. Actually, not really from the Ringmaster. They kind of just skip over that shit real quick. And
They don't want people to remember that so soon.
they even go by Savio Vega, so no Vega Saga.
Damn, they
And
missed
then
such a key component of his.
Yeah. So where do you think they start from?
Where do I think they stop from?
Yeah.
King of the Ring.
Yeah, King of the Ring.
Yeah.
Yep. So it starts with Austin 316, and then it builds up, and they go straight to Cold Day in Hell. So it goes all the way through those big moments of those big matches. So it was pretty cool to look back, especially because we just covered it. So it was like watching a whole recap of what we've just done over the past 2 months.
But better.
In like an hour.
We do it better.
No, we do it better. You know,
An
we
RF
provide
video.
more detail. The RF video. But yes, because Stone Cold said so. So I just want, like I said, I just watched it again. It still holds up. It's cool because Austin narrates in between. So after they have the match, it's back to him. He's just talking shit about his opponent. Pretty cool. So they'll be advertising that over the next few weeks. They even mention it in matches. Trying to some money on that boy.
Yeah.
Sell T-shirts, they sell videos,
Yeah.
and that's another thing we got to keep track of as time goes on. Is the different type of memorabilia and merchandise that they actually start to sell for him, like some stupid shit.
Yeah. They try
I mean,
selling a cowboy hat. They sell so much dumb shit of every wrestler, though. Like, get this denim jacket that he's never worn. Get this
Right.
fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin socks and wristbands that he doesn't wear, sweatbands that have skulls on them. Like, anything to make a buck. Which is smart. I mean, hey, that's business. That's what they're supposed to
Water
do.
bottle.
Yeah, it's a fucking water
Austin
bottle.
316.
Yeah. Here's a thermos. What the fuck uses a thermos?
Putting up a can of whoop ass with this.
Yeah. Actual can of whoop ass. They sell those.
It's like a can of beans, but it says whoop ass on it.
Yeah. Yep.
Can of stank ass. Alright, so let's move on there. So there's going to be a Pillman interview, just trying to build up the match. Nothing big there. Goldust is having issues with Owen and Bulldog at this point, and I only note that because Goldust is going to end up in this 10-man tag at Canadian Stampede, so that's kind of his connection being in this match, is that he's had some ongoing issues with Owen and Bulldog.
Yep.
He even has a match with Anvil later in the night, and when Goldust defeats Anvil, they play British Bulldog's music. So it's Goldust versus Anvil, but British Bulldog music plays. How do you get that wrong? How do you mess that up? And it goes on, and then they immediately shut it off like, "Whoop, shit, fuck that up."
Idiots.
And pre-match promo. Not much here. Did you take audio for this one? Have audio on this one? Are we playing this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got a little clip. It's very short. It's 25 seconds. It's a pre-match promo with Steve Austin, and he's going to talk to Shamrock. He's going to talk about the Hart Foundation real briefly. So let's play that clip. Be back right after that.
Ladies and gentlemen, and coming up next, of course, there is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Up next, Austin against Pillman. Finally, it's going to happen in a matter of minutes.
It's going to happen. I got Pillman right where I want him, along with all the Hart Foundation handcuffed to the ring. One by one, I'll run through all of them, and then Ken Shamrock, the world's most dangerous man. You want me to enter your world? Son, I'll rock your world, and that's the bottom line.
All right, thank you very much. Stone Cold Steve Austin against Brian Pillman. The Hart Foundation members will be handcuffed to the ring post. Stay with us. We'll be back.
All right, so the biggest takeaway I had from there is another kind of Austin comment where this comes off wrong.
Yeah.
I think it does. Is when you guys just heard it too, so you probably know what I'm talking about. But it's the "I will rock your world" comment.
He just wants to rock with you.
Yeah. I will rock your world, Shamrock. Believe it or not, Mankind's got a big, nice, fat ass.
Yeah.
Kind of like borderline here.
Yeah. You doing, Stoney?
He's got his black leather vest. He's got his little loop earring.
He's definitely
Are they trying to portray Austin?
that 90s stereotype.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all I got out of the what's that? 25 second promo.
25 seconds.
Yeah. He has Hart Foundation right where they want him, and that's really it.
Yeah. Nothing special there.
Yeah.
Just a little "I will rock you" though. I will rock your world. All right, so this leads to now the big match. Big match has been building up for a while. Steve Austin versus Pillman.
Oh yeah.
It was supposed to be last week, and they intended it to be last week, but Austin got injured at the King of the Ring in the Michaels match. Legit injured. So they held off a week for this match. They promoted it big time the previous week, leading up to the night that it didn't happen. So here they are. They're going to try it again. So Steve Austin versus Brian Pillman. It's been building up for a while, like I said, since October, all the way back when Austin Pillmanized his ankle. Attacked him.
Pillmanized. Love that.
Attacked him for mentioning that Bret Hart was the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Austin didn't take too kindly to those words, so he attacked his best friend. And if he attacked his best friend, then just imagine what he's going to do to Bret Hart. Survivor Series. And then, just a week later after that, that was the gun, Pillman's home invasion. And they'll never show that again. But it's on because Stone Cold said so. That's the only place you could get that at the time.
Well, Vince says during this match that he talks about the Austin Pillman invasion, but also says how they'll never show it on USA.
Yeah.
So
right
in promotion, I think.
USA wasn't happy about it. But now you get it on WWE Network, so
YouTube.
Yeah, anywhere.
Yeah, Daily Video, whatever it is, Daily Motion, Facebook.
All right, so Steve Austin versus Brian Pillman. Before we get into the details of this match, just want to remind everybody that on December 26th, day after Christmas, our little treat for all y'all is Steve Austin versus Brian Pillman from Clash of Champions 25. Watch along, and it's not going to be very long.
No. But it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's nonstop. It's just, not a lot for us to talk about. So we're just going to be visiting you very briefly on Christmas. And hey, you got shit to do. You want to play with your new toys and your new video games.
Play with your toys.
Play with your kids.
Yeah. You can be the Christmas noob. And I'll make sure to take care of you on Christmas Day.
I just got this game for the first time. I'm going to play. Get my ass kicked.
Oh, did you? Thanks for the 50 bomb.
Get discouraged. Never play it again.
Yeah. These kids play all day. No lives.
All right, so Austin Pillman, Raw. Here we go. All right, so you got the Hart Foundation there, handcuffed to all the posts. And Bret Hart, he's out in Calgary. He's supposed to be home in Calgary. And he is. This one. All right, so the match has been on the build for a bit. It was originally set for the night after King of the Ring, but all those things changed when Austin got injured. And Austin got injured. Austin is going to get... This match kind of starts off pretty quickly.
Yeah, hot start for sure.
Yeah. And it goes on for a while, before you start to see some of the high spots. But a couple of the high spots that I'd like to point out is that Austin's going to drop Pillman on the top rope from the top turnbuckle. Kind of like, what Shawn Michaels loves to do all the time is take that crotch shot on the top rope and, bounce off outside the ring. And from there, that leads Austin to finally getting out to the Hart Foundation members, and just going around from each one, just beating them up.
Yeah, I really enjoyed how he made a point when he had the opportunity to attack the vulnerable handcuffed Hart Foundation members.
Yeah, so like I was saying before, when I was just getting to what this match was going to be like, and the whole handcuffed stipulation that they were going to use originally at King of the Ring, is that it sets up for some great storytelling where Austin has that now advantage over these Hart Foundation members that are always just ganging up on him and attacking him. Now he can, get some retribution there. So, good stuff.
Owen Hart does something funny, like he's trying to take the cuffs off at one point in the match, and he's got his feet on the pole trying to use leverage to pull them off, and he's bitching to the ref, "They're too tight. You need to loosen them." Like,
that's good stuff.
Yeah, he was all in, as he always is.
Right. Now, there's another spot where Pillman's going to choke Austin with the cables. We've seen that a couple times in other matches recently during this era. Mm-hmm. That they like to use those cables. Undertaker used them before. Bret Hart's used them.
Yep.
And, right around the same time where Pillman is choking Austin with the cables, Pillman busts his nose, legit. And then he's bleeding from it from the rest of the match.
Yeah, I think it's from when Stone Cold reverses the chair shot. Pillman's
Yeah.
coming at him with a chair, and he just kind of like hits it back at Pillman. And I think that's the bump that causes the I think as JR calls it the laceration on Pillman's
Right.
nose.
Yeah.
And then I think Vince ends up mentioning that the nose is broken. I think after the break, there's a break in the match. And when they come back from the break, Vince actually mentions, like, oh, Pillman's wrestling here with, like, a broken nose. Or something. So I was like, oh, that escalated.
Yeah, not like they would know that.
Yeah, exactly. That, too.
But yeah, we just had the doctor go in there for a minute.
Yeah.
We're back with the news. Match continues. So, I always love to mention we got the sleeper hold, bounce off the ropes, do a jawbreaker.
Yep.
This jawbreaker though looked more like the stunner than the other jawbreakers.
I'd have to watch it again. I didn't
Yeah.
catch it. It didn't stick out.
Usually it just drops down. This time he used his arm and dropped down.
Yeah. Hey,
So it looked more like a stunner.
Pillman should have read the scouting report.
Yeah.
But
You can't get him in a sleeper hold and not expect to get the
yeah.
jawbreak.
Did you know that Pillman was born with throat cancer? I didn't know that. JR mentions it during the match.
Yeah, he does mention it here, and
I didn't know that.
yeah, I knew from watching some of these earlier, but
Or I may have
didn't
known
know.
and just forgot already.
Yeah. But that's why his voice is like that. And Austin will take every opportunity he can to make fun of
Oh, he always
Pillman's
does.
voice.
His raspy voice. Probably
His
busted
raspy
his
ass.
chops all the time when they were a tag team.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels has a raspy ass voice too.
Still
Like
Stone
that.
Cold.
Oh yeah, Stone Cold too. Must be well, actually, Pillman's not from Texas.
Pillman's is like super raspy though.
Yeah. But it's good for his character.
Yeah, it's like Macho Man-ish. Macho Man
Yeah.
had a very raspy voice. It's cool. I wish I had a raspy voice.
So
I got like a
Pillman's
whiny voice.
Yeah, me too.
If I
A lot of
was,
people listen to us then. These whiny ass
if
voices.
I was raspy, you know.
Alright, so screw it, whatever. Back to the match. So yeah, that sleeper hold turned to a jawbreaker. Then Austin's gonna just stomping on him. Gonna stomp all over Pillman. And the referee tries to break it up. You know, the referee is Mike Chioda, very young Mike Chioda. Yeah, he's still with WWE.
Yeah, he is.
And Austin's gonna be like, "Hey, fuck off!" Kicks him and then gives him a stunner. Which at that point, it's not a DQ. I don't know why. But meanwhile, we didn't mention this before. There's another referee outside the ring. There's two referees. There's the ref inside. There's the ref outside to watch the
Handcuffed.
handcuff guys. Yeah, and the outside ref has the key, I believe, or one of them has a key, whoever it is. So Mike Chioda takes the stunner. Pillman's gonna give Austin a nut shot. Then Pillman goes into his trunks and gonna pull out some. I guess they're brass knuckles, but it looked like it's just like tape rolled up.
Yeah, they look.
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that. I'm like, what the hell? Why is the brass covered in tape?
Yeah.
You
So
know, that's like putting like the cover on the sword and like, I'm gonna cut you. Let me put the cover on first. Like, what are you doing?
so it's some makeshift brass knuckles that
Yeah.
they made.
Some
Some
bootleg
tape in
ass
the
shit.
back.
Yeah.
So he pulls that out, gives a shot to Austin. Pillman brings in the other ref, tells the other ref Jack Doan to get into the ring, and then Austin ends up kicking out on 2 anyway.
Yep.
And while Mike Chioda is knocked out, so the in-ring referee, he was knocked out. Owen Hart grabs the handcuff keys out of his pocket while he's knocked out. So the stunner played into that whole angle there. So now you have Owen going around the ring. He gets out, he passes the key on to one guy, say it's Anvil, and then Anvil gets out, then Anvil passes it on, and then they all just get out and attack Austin. The match ends in a DQ.
They jump him.
You know,
Cowards.
like usual.
Yeah.
Like usual, of course. So any other highlights from that match?
Not really. From the match itself, no, but the post-match, I mean,
Yeah, what do you got?
well, they come down for the save. You have, is it Shamrock, Goldust, and Mankind?
Well, yeah, because Shamrock said that he was going to challenge Austin. Right?
Yeah.
So he comes out.
Because
They square off.
yeah, Stone Cold goes to like stun him, and Shamrock counters it into like a big belly to belly suplex,
Yeah.
which was a nice little spot. But no, nothing really stood out. I mean, back to your point where I think you'd mentioned earlier how the team rounds out, where you got Goldust, Legion of Doom, and how you felt Legion of Doom probably shouldn't have been in there or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Mankind shows up and then just kind of takes off down the ramp, I think, with Owen Hart here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
all right.
And I felt like Mankind should have been a partner at this point. He's so involved in this storyline with Austin.
I agree.
That it's like, oh, why not Mankind?
Yeah.
And not knowing what's going on with Shawn Michaels, you'd be thinking, well, Shawn Michaels isn't involved in this.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they tell you at the beginning of this episode that he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, so, I mean, that's the explanation there, but last week they announced this match, and you'd figure, oh, Shawn Michaels going to be in this for sure.
Yeah.
He's going to, but...
And Goldust rises as, like, the voice of reason, which is weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that is
of
strange.
all people, Goldust, just kind of knowing
But
the character he plays.
But the only thing helping with that, is that Goldust had previously done those personal interviews with JR, just like weeks before.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Like Mankind.
So, yeah, like
Yeah.
Mankind. So you kind of get a personal look at Goldust, and they've also been trotting out his daughter now
Yeah,
lately.
that's right. Yeah.
So they're kind of making him more like a regular man's man.
Yep.
So he gets on the mic here. So we got that clip for you, and that's only about 2 minutes, but a rare Goldust
Yeah.
video clip here. That is very rare because he doesn't really talk much anyway during this era. Maybe much later he'll talk a lot more. And it's not like movie talk. It's
Yeah.
quotes. He's actually he's like a big Texan right here talking.
Yeah, that's exactly how it comes across.
Yeah. All right, take a listen here.
Shamrock back to the corner by Hart. What's this?
Listen! We get it. We got you doing this. Come on, Stone.
Goldust trying to talk some shit.
This is exactly what they want you to do. You're flowing right into their hands.
The Hart Foundation hands, indeed. That's
This
exactly
is not the
what's happening.
time nor the place. What they've done is laid down a challenge to the 5 of the best that the World Wrestling Federation has to offer. Now I say, looking in this ring right now, that we are that 5. And Hart Foundation, if you want us to come to Calgary, well, then we'll come to Calgary and we'll whoop your ass. Just like Stone Cold said so.
Well, I guess let's find out if Austin's what he's
My
gonna.
body feels like crap right now. I don't need you 4 guys, not for 1 minute. Gorilla Monsoon ain't gonna let me do it by myself. One time I'll step in the ring with your asses. But after it's over, we ain't gonna be hanging out together. We ain't gonna be drinking beer together. It's right back to this. Bottom.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, in his own inimitable way, has consented, and it looks like he has some partners, and they're.
All right, so there's Goldust, and he gets the team together. It's going to be Austin, Shamrock, Goldust, and Legion of Doom taking on the Hart Foundation at the Canadian Stampede. And Goldust sets it up as basically, we're the best 5 guys WWF has to offer for the Hart Foundation. So they're going to have that big match just coming up very soon. And you had Steve Austin basically pointing out, yeah, I'll be your partner, but we're not going to be going out to the bar and have some drinks.
It's like my body is a mess, but I agree.
Yeah.
But when it's over, basically, it's back to business.
Yeah.
You guys are, my enemy.
When he was saying that, it reminded me of The Breakfast Club movie, The Breakfast Club. I don't know if you ever watched it.
Yeah,
Have you
of
watched
course.
it? You must have watched it.
Yeah, of course. With
But,
Emilio Estevez and the
yeah.
bully kid, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so Judd Nelson plays the punk kid.
Yeah.
He's like the
That's
Stone
his name.
Cold.
Yep.
But he has a comment in the movie. You know, they're all becoming like buddy throughout the movie, and Judd Nelson's like, "We're not going to be friends at the end of this, so you know, they'll be coming up to me in the hallway next week and trying to say hi to me, you nerd." And so he's like, all right, we're buddies now, but next week leave me the fuck alone. That's what Austin's saying too.
Yeah, he is.
He even says that. He says next week he gives the double words.
Yeah.
He says after this match, it's fuck you all. So that just reminded me of that. Seems like they took it from the movie Breakfast Club. Who knows? All right, so you have the Hart Foundation. They just make a little comment not too long, actually a couple minutes after they come back from the break, and they're just like, yeah, we know who the 5 are now. We're going to treat them like the scum that they are. Blah, blah, blah. All right, I had one side note for this episode. It's the new nation. New Nation of Domination is being formed here.
Mm-hmm.
Farouk's going to announce that 2 new members are going to be debuting. He fired everybody last week. No more Crush, no more Savio Vega, no more Clarence Mason, no more Wolfie D and JC, PG-13. So all the white people out.
Basically.
All the Puerto Ricans out.
Yeah.
And it's just D'Lo Brown, Farouk. And then he's going to bring in Kama, Mustafa. And then they're going to have a turn at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Ahmed Johnson's going to turn on The Undertaker and join the nation.
It's his finisher on The Undertaker.
Yeah, pro
Big
plunge.
move.
Four of
Good.
them hit the top of the stage, stick
Yeah.
out the fist. The Nation of Domination music plays. Then next week, Ahmed Johnson's going to get injured, and then that's all over for him.
That's all, folks.
He has no luck, that guy.
Nope.
All right, so that concludes that episode. We now go to Raw 215 from June 23rd, 1997. And, there wasn't a whole lot this episode because Austin is not there. Bret Hart's not there. So we get just some phone calls, basically. Actually, Hart is there, but no Austin this week. So Austin's just going to make a phone call. So, we'll play that in a minute. Just run down some couple things that happen. The New Nation has a promo. Then you have the Cycles of Apocalypse debut.
DOA.
Yeah, so Crush was pissed, so he forms his own faction. He joins with Brian Lee, who becomes Ron and Don Harris, from Skull and 8-Ball. DOA. You have the first time there's ever been a triple threat match in the WWF on TV for an IC title. That's Owen Hart versus Goldust versus Triple H, or Hunter S. Helmsley. Thought that was interesting to point out. Triple threat matches will become very common
Oh, geez.
in WWF.
Still to this day.
WWE. I bet I could. It's Monday night right now. I bet I could put Raw on. There's probably more than 2 people in the ring.
Guaranteed.
Right now. And a couple other things that happen is they have more of the Paul Bearer saga continuing.
That's good.
Tells Undertaker, remember the fire. So the whole Kane build-up is happening at this point, which is very interesting. Hart Foundation is attacking LOD during a match with the Godwins. So stuff with the Hart Foundation I like to point out because it's tied to the match that we're about to get to, 10-man tag match. So Hart Foundation is now going after LOD. Bret Hart is looking on, very proud of his troops, going in and attacking the LOD. Mankind's later going to have a match with Bulldog. This is interesting. Mankind comes out with a sign saying, "Pick me, Steve."
Yeah, that's
And
funny.
he's also wearing an Austin 316 shirt. Dedicating his match to his new friend, Steve. So this is the match where they're going to make a phone call, Steve Austin. And Austin's not going to be too happy with Vince McMahon's choice of calling him.
Yeah, it's a form of calling.
Yeah, his form of calling is calling collect.
Big no-no.
Yeah, pissed. I'll whoop your ass. All right, so take a listen to Austin's phone call. 2 minutes long. Talk about it when we get back.
Don't want to cross this man.
He still has a signer on. Wait a minute, we do have a connection. Stone Cold Steve Austin joining us via telephone. Stone Cold from Texas, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, Vince. Before I address any questions you have to ask me, let me just remind you to never call me collect again because I won't accept the charges. I want to say hi to my brother Kevin, who was stepped on by a bull the other day. I want him to get his ass back to work. I'm not really concerned with the fact that he's hurt, but he still owes me $30, so he needs to pay up.
Well, speaking of injuries, when can we expect you back in action? Will you be back in terms of Salt Lake this Friday?
You damn right. I'll be in Salt Lake. I'll be in Denver. I'll be in Anaheim. I tore some muscles off my rib. I got a knee injury when I wrestled Shawn Michaels a couple of weeks ago. I'm on anti-inflammatories, antihistamines, antidepressants. If it's got anti in front of it, I'm probably taking it, Vince.
Well, what about Mankind's campaign for you to choose him as a tag team partner after the tournament is over?
You know, I think what Mankind is doing is it's a tribute to the greatest wrestler in the world today, which is myself. I still look at Shawn Michaels as being my tag team partner. That's not my choice, but that's the way things go. I don't know what Shawn Michaels' situation is, but if I have to, I'll go out there and defend the belts by myself. But nonetheless, you know, the fact that he's out there in Austin 316 shirt, he's Mankind, but he's also a kind man, and I take my hat off to him.
Yeah.
But nonetheless,
And
he
you
still
also
is a freak.
You also would take his head off if you had an opportunity in a moment's notice, wouldn't you?
Well, you damn right, Vince. I don't give a rat's ass about Mankind. I never have.
I don't know why he does about you.
That we could set the world tag team on fire goes to bed.
Did you see that? Mankind with up. You know, all he's got to do here is turn around and drive that mandible claw. He looks to me like a pretty worthy tag team opponent. Nonetheless, that
he's a worthy tag team opponent, Vince, but you sit there and call me and you're not even asking any questions. You know, you've got technical difficulties here. I've got them over here. My wife just brought me the wrong kind of beer. I said a little Starlight, honey. I'm on a diet.
All right, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, you got it, Vince.
Yeah, Stone Cold.
Don't call me collect again. I'll whip your ass.
Oh, over the top, both men to the outside. Brindis toast on over the top. Bulldog's got a bad knee there.
All right, so here we are. We're back, and you just heard a phone call where, you know, Steve Austin was pretty pissed off. Don't call me collector again, or I'll whoop your ass. And he also talks about, you know, Mankind. You know, he could be worthy, but he's a freak. Kind of goes back and forth with how he feels about Mankind.
Yeah.
Because Vince McMahon asks him, how do you feel about, you know, Mankind basically campaigning to be a partner? Like, Mankind's, you know, he's a kind man. So he kind of reverses it there. He says, you know, Mankind is also a kind man.
He's like, I tip my hat to Mankind for being a kind man.
Yeah.
Wearing the shirt. But Stone Cold doesn't care about him, basically.
You're right. So it kind of goes back and forth. That he talks about how he's injured.
Yeah.
You know, he's been injured. And
Austin's
been injured. Yeah, Austin's been injured like long term though for a year already at this point too. So, you know, he's just bringing that up, and he's gonna come back and he's gonna whoop some ass when he gets back. So,
what I found funny is that he kind of alludes to being on a bunch of drugs, which is
he's on anything
anti. He's like, I'm probably on it. It's like,
whoa,
buddy.
I'm on it.
It's like, slow down. I'm sure WWE doctors don't want to hear that.
Along with a bunch of Coors Lights.
Yeah. He said he cancels it. His wife threw him the wrong beer or something.
Alright, so yeah, not too much there, but you know, Austin always has his good moments in there. So yeah,
it's worth it.
I just like how he tells Vince McMahon he's gonna kick his ass every time.
Yeah.
So we got kind of wrap up the show basically. Is you got Bret Hart coming out, and it's just more build up to Canadian Stampede, and he's in the ring with Anvil, and LOD is claiming that, you know, they're saying, oh, LOD thinks they're the best tag team in the history of the WWF, and I like this because I love the Hart Foundation, and Bret Hart says, well, there's the greatest tag team in the history of WWF right here. He puts his arm around Anvil.
Anvil, yeah.
You got the true Hart Foundation right there.
The OGs, the original.
Yeah. Yep. And then just, you know, towards the end of it, Bret Hart is pointing out there's an imposter out here, and someone claiming to be Hitman. He's talking about Hitman Hearns.
Yep, Tommy Hearns.
Yep. Hitman Hearns is outside, ringside.
The 7-time world champ in 6 different weight classes.
Oh, shit.
With wins against Virgil Hill, Roberto Duran, and a draw against Sugar Ray Leonard. This dude was no joke. Tommy Hearns was good.
Oh yeah, good numbers there. 7. Shit, I didn't realize that.
7. They mention it. He's a 7-time
Oh, did they say that?
7-time world champ in 6 different weight classes.
Wow.
So he was all over the place. He was a very versatile fighter.
So you get some action in the ring, which was surprising, like kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I remember this because I didn't know who he was. I remember my dad. My dad was a boxing fan as well as wrestling. He's like, "Oh, Tommy Hearns." Like, my dad hated Sugar Ray Leonard, so.
Tommy Hearns goes in there and just knocks out Anvil.
Yep.
That was cool. I thought that was cool.
Me too. USA chants, nice and loud.
Yeah. Yep.
Good stuff. Unite the country, man.
So that's the gist of that episode of Raw 15. So let's move on now to the last Raw prior to the Canadian Stampede, which is Raw 216 from June 30th, 1997, from Des Moines, Iowa. This is the go-home show. And side note, right from the start, Michael Cole makes his debut on this episode of Raw.
And never leaves.
Never leaves. He's been there for now 21 years. Over 21 years. That's crazy to think that he's been around for 21 years. That's longer than anybody probably ever been around.
Yeah,
Ring announcer.
Yeah, no one.
Right.
No way. Not in the same role or type of.
Vince McMahon. Yeah. Even Vince. You're right. Vince McMahon. He wasn't just a commentator. So yeah, nobody like Michael Cole in all these years.
Yep. Respect. I mean, whether you like him or not.
To be able to hold that job too, with all the pressure that he probably has.
Yep.
In that role.
And
so I did mention
ups and downs of the company too. So and he's stuck it out through all of them, the highs and the lows.
Well, I did just mention a moment ago about the current product that if I turned on Raw right now, it would be more than 2 people in the ring. No. I was wrong. Yep. It's a singles match.
Who?
Dolph Ziggler against Drew McIntyre.
Wow. Nobody ringside?
Well, someone had just came down ringside. Finn Balor.
Here we go. Yep. Here we go.
It's funny you point that out, though. Nobody at ringside? Yeah, somebody's at ringside.
Finn Balor.
Yeah.
All right. Can we talk about good wrestling now?
Yeah, let's go
I get
back
anxiety.
to 97. Well, I figured that was a good transition because Michael Cole.
It was great.
Just mentioned.
It was. It all tied in
All right,
nicely.
so we had some gang warfare happen in the past few weeks. We had Nation of Domination, now DOA, but now it's the Los Boricuas.
Yeah, damn.
So Savio Vega needs a gang of his own too. These are legit Boricuas. This is a legit gang, SA. So now you have 3 gangs. They're not called gangs though; they're called factions.
Yeah, WWF was looking like Cuss Middle School in the '90s with all these colors.
Jeez. Cuss Middle School, Fall River, Massachusetts.
Yeah, inside joke.
Yeah. All right, so Ahmed's already injured. Like I said, he's not going to last long in his role. He's going to be injured already. Be out. So, he just has some shitty-ass luck. And, that looked like it was going to be good for him early on. Nation. But they're going to have to hold off in that storyline for a little bit. Undertaker actually has a decent promo. He says that Paul Bearer is going to give a slanted view of the Kane story and not the true story. So, that's some interesting shit. And just one last side note is they mentioned that Brian Pillman is fired from Shotgun Saturday Night for pulling a fan over the railing. I don't know the story behind that. Work or shoot, whatever that was. But he was a commentator, I believe, on the show. And I guess he's fired from that. So, that leads us now to an audio clip from Austin. And it's going to be a fly-in. It's just going to be, split screen, basically.
Yeah.
And Austin's going to talk about his upcoming matches. And, just listen to it first, and then we'll talk about it after. All right, so here's Austin's fly-in clip from about 44 minutes into the episode.
Team partner. I believe we have Stone Cold Steve Austin standing by. We'll try to get him over for a word.
There he is.
And Mr. Austin,
would you care to comment on Mankind's campaigning, wanting to team up with you?
Well, I think it shows he's a pretty smart man because he's picking the best talent in pro wrestling to tag team with. But I think he sucks. You don't know if you're going out there with Mankind. You don't know if you're going out there with Cactus Jack or Dude Love. I don't give a rat's ass about Mankind. I don't care about Shawn Michaels. I really don't care about a whole lot of things these days. But there ain't nobody going to take the tag team championships from around my waist or whoever's in my corner's waist, and that's the bottom line.
And I guess that is the bottom line. We thank Stone Cold for those words. And I hope Mankind hurt.
All right, so Austin does something here that I think probably shouldn't have done, and that's when he mentions that they're asking him about Mankind being his tag team partner, and his campaign to be his partner, and Austin mentions, he sucks, which, okay, he's fine. He's been saying that. He's been going along with that, but then he adds, you don't know if he's Mankind, Cactus Jack, or Dude Love. At this point, Mankind's only been Mankind. He hasn't been anybody else yet. So the fact that Austin's saying that here is kind of a giveaway, potentially, that Mankind could be these guys too, and that hasn't happened yet. So
that was a good catch. I saw that in the notes. I was like, damn, that's a good catch there, Prue.
Thank you.
Good one.
But definitely seems like he's giving it away.
No, I agree. I think so. Just the way the timeline shapes up.
Right, because it's very next week, like 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
that it happened. So another good catch I think I had there was in the background you have the tag team title still hanging behind him, but just beyond, just underneath the belt is an ECW t-shirt.
Oh, I didn't notice that. It's a nice little Easter egg.
Yeah, Austin's history with ECW.
Yeah.
He loves Paul Heyman. So probably still rocking ECW t-shirts.
Yeah, I mean, and ECW is still lightly involved in the show. Right now, so.
Yeah, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's my takeaway from that. Do you have anything else with that?
Not at all.
That split screen?
Nah.
Yeah, it's really just that.
It's really all it is.
Mankind. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's happening during a Pillman Mankind match, so still get that Mankind connection. So that's why it's still strange. Like, Mankind's not going to be his partner at Canadian Stampede. So what's going on with them?
Yeah, actually, I do have one thing. There's a huge RF video sign with the phone number.
Yeah, right in front of the big camera
in the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 4 signs taped together.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Bret Hart is going to call in. He's going to call in from Canada. He's going to call Austin a maggot, a living scum, and a hyena.
Maggot.
But the main thing here is that Bret Hart's calling in from Canada. He's in God's country. That's what he says. I'm in Canada, God's country. I'm watching it on TSN. That's the first thing Vince McMahon asks him, too. He's like, you're watching us on TSN? I guess I am. I am on God's country. So, Vince McMahon, everything should be nice and safe. Because Vince McMahon told us, and Bret Hart clarified that he is in Canada tonight. And we know that's bullshit.
Yep.
All right, so we got a match here. It's the main event. It's Austin versus Jim the Anvil Neidhart. And they just recently had a match that we covered, which totally blew. That was on May 19th.
This one's just as bad.
Yeah, this was just as bad, exactly. You could, right from the match that the interference is inevitable at this point. It's going to happen. It's the week before the big match, so it always ends with everybody just out there.
Slobber knocker.
Right, exactly. So you have the Harts and Ken Shamrock watching from the backstage in different locations, of course. And eventually, throughout the match, there's nothing really great to talk about the match. It's kind of like rest holds and shoulder blocks, and you get the sleeper off the ropes with the jawbreaker again, of course. So you get all those basic spots. But Bret Hart eventually is going to sneak up from behind and attack Shamrock during the commercial break. So Bret Hart's not in Canada. Bret Hart was backstage the whole time.
He's watching on TSN.
Yeah. And Vince McMahon doesn't know about it. Bret Hart snuck in. So Bret Hart's just going to eventually come down to ringside and then go into the ring and cause DQ. And this match, wasn't going anywhere anyway, so we knew it was going to end up DQ. Well, you have Bret Hart now attack Austin. And Bret Hart is cleared to wrestle now at this point. He hadn't wrestled in months. So he's ready to have some in-ring action again. So it's starting here, and he's going to, obviously, of course, at Canadian Stampede, have a pay-per-view match. But he's been doing some house show matches, and he's ready to go. The last time he had a match was against Austin at the Revenge of Taker. And then the very next night they had that street fight. But that's been it for Bret Hart since April. So Bret Hart's there. He puts Austin in a post-figure 4. And then Mankind's going to come down, save Austin. Mankind's going to put a mandible claw on Bret. Show's going to start to go off the air just as Owen and Bulldog are attacking Mankind with the steel chair. So we've run out of time. Okay? Show ends, and we don't have all the members out there just yet. So it's, I would imagine that, in the minutes after the show went off the air, that everybody was out there.
Yeah, everybody did that. Yeah, absolutely.
Had to be. But they ran out of time, and you had Bulldog and Owen attacking Mankind. So that's that, Raw. And that leads us now to the main event. In Your House 16, Canadian Stampede, July 6, 1997, during the Calgary Stampede in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And the show, the pay-per-view, I think it's an exciting pay-per-view. So it's not the best, in terms of the matches. Like, if you looked at the card, you wouldn't be like, "Oh, wow, that's an awesome card." But the show ends up being pretty damn good with just the matches that they have. And there's only 4. I think there's only 4 matches on the entire show.
Yeah, it was 4.
Yeah.
You had
You had Great Sasuke and Taka Michinoku.
Yeah, that's right. The Japanese match, foreigner match.
Yeah.
Triple H against Mankind.
Yep. The main event.
Yep. Then you had the main event. Well, you just said that. Taker Invader.
Taker Vader. Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just 4 matches, but exciting crowd. Crowd is pumped.
Yeah, this crowd's hot.
Yeah.
This crowd's loud.
I think they hadn't had WWF in that area for a long time either. So
Yep.
that might have been part of it, and also because the Hart Foundation was so big at this point.
Yeah, they're huge in Canada.
Yeah. So they're huge on the show. They're major players on the card, and now they're in their hometown, so they're going to get the hometown treatment. So we're going to start with an audio clip. This is the show opening. I think this is a great preview for the match.
Yeah, it is. This is good.
So I just thought it was excellent to just add in here to build up this match for you guys. So take a listen to this opening show preview. It's about a minute and a half.
100 countries in 7 different languages to more than 500 million viewers each week. The World Wrestling Federation, the worldwide leader in sports entertainment. We no longer live in a world of black and white. Rather, the landscape has become a canvas of muted grays, where good is indistinguishable from evil, and renegades receive a hero's embrace. For nearly a decade, Bret the Hitman Hart was perhaps the most beloved superstar in the World Wrestling Federation. But when a stone-cold killer declared his intention to end Bret's legacy, the Hitman was perceived the villain, the unrelenting antagonist, the fan favorite. Soon anger replaced passion, arrogance supplanted a champion's pride. Bret turned his back on an entire nation and reunited the Hart Foundation to launch a reign of mayhem and destruction. Tonight in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, the paradox continues. Tonight, the prodigal sons return home the heroes, while 5 mighty superstars on a noble crusade become the villains. Tonight, the rogues are the beloved, the heroes the hated. Tonight, the gray clouds of disarray threaten to unleash a devastating tempest in your house.
All right, so that preview, great way to kind of just build everything up and get you excited for the match and get you excited for the pay-per-view, Canadian Stampede. So we're going to get right into it here. We got the match. We got the Hart Foundation against Austin, Goldust, Shamrock, and the Legion of Doom. And this, like I said, this crowd is relentless. They're nuts. They don't even let up the entire match. It just makes this match feel big time. and there's no titles on the line.
No, it feels bigger though than
Yeah.
a title, and it's not. There's no title on the line.
Right.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Just a grudge match, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been built up. This match itself has only been built up for a couple of weeks, but the heat between the Hart Foundation and Austin has been going on for months.
Yep.
Basically, it's Austin and whoever wanted to join them
Yep.
go up against the Hart Foundation and just settle this shit.
Like, who else has beef with the Hart Foundation? As you mentioned earlier, there's to kick off the show. Goldust kind of starting his feud with Bulldog,
Right.
right?
Yep.
So even the outside of Bret Hart and Stone Cold, some of the other guys on Stone Cold's team were picking fights with the Hart
Right.
Foundation and kind of building something there, some kind of
And
grudge.
even LOD, who had been just kind of appearing, in the past couple episodes, we've been saying, "Oh, there's LOD again. What the hell are they doing?"
Yeah, no, but I think they wrestled like when Owen Hart and Bulldog were tag champs.
Yeah.
They
No, they did.
defended the titles against Legion of Doom.
Yeah. Well, I remember us saying "Oh, what are they doing?" This
Yeah,
kind of ties it together now.
Yep.
That they're part of this match. So they have some connection.
Mhm.
They did try to build it up a little bit and get some connection there with everybody, but really, it's Austin, the Hart Foundation.
Yep, agreed.
Comes down to it. All right, so although this crowd's very hot for the Hart Foundation, I did notice that there's Austin fans.
Yeah,
Definitely Austin fans.
the
there.
signs, you can see them, the shirts.
Right. It's just that I think direction of the camera was all right. Let's show Hart Foundation fans as much as possible.
Yeah, yep. They're the
Because
ones
I-
having the good time. You want to show people, when you watch TV, you want to see people having a good time at the show, right?
Right.
So,
Yep.
and tell you what, the Canadians were having a hell of a time. They were loving it.
And I think they were already, kind of looking at their schedule going forward, and that they were going to be having, Raw in U.S., Raw in Canada, Raw in U.S., Raw in Canada.
Mhm.
They wanted to kind of play to that. Well, in this place, they're baby faces. The Hart Foundation's baby face in Canada. In America, they're heels, and Austin's a heel in Canada, but Austin's a big baby face in America.
Yeah,
So
playing to
they
their
were
market.
looking
Smart.
right, exactly. So, in America, you're going to have Hart Foundation fans still too.
Yep.
But you're just not going to focus on them because that's not the story you're telling.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they don't really focus on the Austin fans as much as they are there.
Speaking of the Austin team, did you catch the? I caught that their total combined weight was 1,359 pounds, but you can't really
Austin's
hear.
team.
Yeah, so like Goldust, Stone Cold, Legion of Doom, Shamrock, when they enter the ring, coming down the ramp, the Fink announces them as total combined weight of 1,359 pounds, even though they don't all come down together. They all come down separately. I couldn't
Yeah.
catch the weight for the Hart Foundation, so I was just curious if you caught that.
No,
Or if
I
you even
didn't.
heard it. I was like, how much did they all weigh? But he says it, but you can't hear it because it's all the crowd noise over it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right. When
That's how
Hart
loud the
Foundation
crowd
comes
is.
out. They come out to each their own entrance too.
Yeah, so does Stone Cold's team.
Yeah.
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 So the
that's
Hart
right.
Foundation was too loud. So you couldn't
Right.
even hear what the Fink was saying. Not the the Canadian fans were so loud that you couldn't even hear what the Fink was
Oh,
saying.
Finkel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they all came out. The huge chairs. JV and I kind of debating on who had the loudest. I thought initially it was Bret Hart, but JV, you said it was
I thought Owen Hart, but
Owen.
I'd have to listen to it again. It was close. I would say Bret Hart was number 2, but I had Owen Hart. I was giving him that honor.
Yeah. And he deserves it
Yeah.
because the crowd did go crazy, like you said during the match. You go crazy for a lot of his spots too.
Yeah.
Hey, right from the start, they even mentioned JR in commentary mentions that they're filming Wrestling with Shadows during this event. So that's the Bret Hart documentary. Well, it's like following him throughout the year, his last contract, and it has a lot of. Did you ever watch Wrestling with Shadows?
Yeah, I did. It's been a while,
Yeah.
but I did. I had
Yeah.
actually watched it more than once.
Yeah, that's some good shit.
It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah. So it's cool that they point that out, recognize it. I want to go back and watch it.
Yeah, I'd
again
say
and
it's probably
see.
one of my top 5 wrestling docs to watch that I've watched, honestly.
Yeah,
It's
for
a
that
good one.
time period too.
Yeah,
and getting
like-
behind the scenes like that.
Way ahead of its time.
very rare. Yeah.
Now they do that shit for everybody. You can see it for freaking anybody
Yeah,
you want on the
WW
network. Yeah.
Right. They come
Aiden
up-
English probably has one. Like,
yeah. So, this is interesting there. The match is going to get started here. You're going to have Bret Hart and Austin kick things off, and they get right into it, just like they always did, just like they did at the street fight, just like Taker's Revenge, just like at WrestleMania 13. They're just brawling. It's been so long since they've got their hands on each other. It's been 2 months. It's been since April, and now here we are. Actually, it's been 2 months because it was the end of April, and now it's here at the beginning of July. It's after 4th of July, and they're just going at it because they've been wanting to get their hands on each other for a long-ass time.
Yep.
And what I noticed about this match with Bret Hart and Austin is kind of like a greatest hits. It's like their greatest hits.
yeah, they do.
They take a lot from what they did Survivor Series, WrestleMania. Just mix it in. Like the first thing, for instance, early on in this match, you have Austin puts on the $1 Million Dream. We hadn't seen that basically since
He lost with
since
it.
he lost, right?
Mhm.
So he puts on the $1 Million Dream, or I think they mentioned it being called the Cobra Clutch at this point, along the $1 Million Dream.
Yeah, that is what they
And-
call it. The Cobra Clutch. It was like, it's
Yeah.
$1 million jail. Don't forget about it.
Yeah, right. Just because Ted DiBiase is going to go to WCW.
WCW, yeah.
So, and it results in the same exact thing that happened in Survivor Series, where Brett bounces off the turnbuckle and rolls Austin up, tries to get a pinfall. This time doesn't work, but
Yeah,
they
Austin lets
still
go
use
this
that-
time. Yeah.
yeah, they still use that same spot. And what you have here happening now, tag-in situations, like everyone's taking a turn. Like they're just rotating around. So Anvil's gonna get tagged in, so Austin tags in Shamrock, and then you have
This is so bad.
Anvil and Shamrock going
Yeah.
at each other. What's so bad? What do you
It's
got?
stupid. Anvil's trying to do like an MMA type stance and fight Shamrock.
Yeah.
And it's just so stupid. It's like, come on. Give me a break. Like, you're the Anvil. You don't do that. And he's not like
For
mocking
real.
him. He looks like he's legit trying to do it. Maybe he
Right.
knows how to do it in real life. I don't know. But from a perspective in the wrestling world, I think it was kind
Yeah.
of ridiculous.
Right, you're gonna try to stand toe to toe with Shamrock in
Yeah.
his field.
And
He
all
should have just been doing shoulder blocks.
And all of Shamrock's kicks are martial art kicks.
Martial art kicks.
The JR. And the type of kick he throws. Oh, Shamrock with his martial art kicks. It's funny.
Yeah, how about kicks?
Yeah.
Alright, so then Pillman eventually gets into the match after Anvil. Shamrock's still in there. Pillman's gonna gouge him in the eyes. He's like goofing off. He's like being silly.
No,
and
it's
shit.
funny.
Then-
He's trying
then
to make
Shamrock,
he's trying to make Austin. No, who's he in the ring with?
Shamrock.
Yeah. He's trying to make Shamrock tap
Right.
with his own hand. It's funny.
But then Shamrock eventually just tosses his ass around.
Yep.
Then you get the pairing of Owen and Goldust going at it. And they make a point to mention Owen Hart's new haircut.
Yeah, they did.
He's got a new flat top haircut.
Hey,
So
he
why
hits
they mention that?
a great insecurity kick on Goldust.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
I love those side kicks.
Yeah, it was a clean. Goldust sold it well too.
Yep. From there, after the Owen Hart and Goldust segment, you get Hawk and Bulldog going at it with each other. And Bulldog's going to use a nice power slam on Hawk. So it's nice to see the two pairings of Hawk and Bulldog, two powerhouses.
Yeah.
Or even if it was Animal and Bulldog in there. Animal's the next one in, then Bret Hart gets his rotation. He's back in the ring now.
Yeah, Bulldog hits a nice, very impressive, I'd say, hanging suplex on Hawk. So, as you just said, Hawk's a big dude. Both of the guys are big, but Hawk's a little bit taller, I believe, than Animal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And that's just, it looks cool. Two big dudes, and one of them's hanging. I'm like, what a feat of strength that is.
Yeah, you have so many different combinations of people in these matches. Different kind of. You can have so many different types of matches with these people.
Yeah.
Basically, you have the powerhouses, you have technical wrestlers, you have even some high flying. Like Owen Hart can do, stuff off the ropes. So, great combination of wrestlers in there. All right, so everyone's been in the ring up to this point. Goldust is going to get into the ring with Brett, and then we're finally going to have the match change quite a bit. So this beginning part of the match is kind of like do-si-do, ring around the rosy. Everybody's getting their turn in the match, getting
Yep.
to square off against a different person. And now that that's been completed, we're going to take the match outside the ring. So brawls are going to start to break out, have different brawls going on different parts of the area, different outside the ring, inside the ring. So it kind of just starts to spread around at this point. It's not as organized as it was in the first 10 minutes of the match. So Goldust gets gained up in the corner of the ring. You're going to have LOD going to hit Owen Hart with a Doomsday Device. They don't call it a Doomsday Device, though. What the hell do they call it? I don't know if you picked up on it. They called it something different.
Really?
Yeah. Called it like the Destruction Device, Devastation Device.
Did they? I was
Something stupid.
didn't
Not
catch that.
Doomsday.
Huh.
If they thought it was like too religious to call it Doomsday.
Oh God.
Who knows? Who knows?
Got a guy walking around with Austin 316 shirt on.
Yeah,
religion.
exactly.
Shut up.
So after Owen gets hit with Doomsday Device, they go for a pinfall, and Animal is going to break the count. Anvil, not Animal. Why would Animal break the count? Anvil breaks the count. And then after the count's broke, Owen Hart rolled off. Austin outside the ring grabs Owen Hart, pulls him to the corner post, and then smashes his leg a couple of times into the post and gets a steel chair, whacks him with the steel chair in the post. Then you have cool man Bruce Hart at ringside.
Dude.
Leather jacket,
Yeah, I noticed
sunglasses,
that.
blonde hair, Bruce Hart.
Hey, I saw him as the match is going on. I forgot that was Bruce Hart. So when I seen him do it, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's Bruce Hart." I kept thinking, like, "Who's this? Look at this dude all decked out with his leather jacket and shades and shit." It was funny. He stands
Bruce
out.
Hart-
He definitely
Yeah, he
stands
does.
out.
He's always trying to be important too. Anytime they're involved in any kind of angle with WWF, he always tries to be on camera all the time.
He's like, I matter. Guys, when can I be on the show more?
No,
When's it my
I should have
turn?
been. I should have been in this spot before Owen Hart.
Yeah, he's all bitter. Fuck Owen.
I guess Hart came up with the whole angle of the brother versus brother, and he pitched it to Vince McMahon as him being the brother.
Who, Bruce?
Yeah,
That would turn on who? Brett?
that would turn on Brett. But then Brett was like, "No, I like it, but we're not using Bruce. We're using Owen."
That's funny. Who's the real Black Hart? Bruce Hart.
Yeah. It makes more sense. Owen Hart already worked for the company.
No shit. It's obviously a better performer and athlete. Had to be.
Right, and he was younger.
Yeah. Someone would have picked up on Bruce Hart and made some money off him.
Yeah.
Just wasn't good
Anyway.
enough, man. Hey, I wanted to be a professional baseball player. Just wasn't good enough.
Exactly.
Damn, not even close, actually. Like, way off. What a terrible dream. Someone should have told me when I was like 12, like, dude, you're never going to make it. You're better
Your
off.
dad did at some point.
I don't know. I think he was kind of a realist.
Yeah.
He probably said it, but
You're not gonna make
not when I was 12. He definitely didn't say like you have a chance.
it. No.
Yeah. When I heard I was like 6.
Yeah, no one says that. Hey, you can make it. Work hard.
Yeah. Gotta work hard in practice. Yeah, you throw a 40-mile-an-hour fastball, but sure you'll throw 90 in 2 years. Anyhow, back to the match here.
Yeah, so Bruce Hart is at ringside, and he's gonna grab Austin, and Austin's gonna beat him off. Not, it came out wrong. Austin's gonna
Beat him off.
Austin's not gonna beat him off, or say he has a nice big fat ass, or rock his world.
Oh man.
Austin is gonna fight him off, and then Owen now is kind of rebound a little bit, and he's gonna give a chair shot to the knee. He's gonna take a chair shot from the knee, Austin. So, what do you got in there?
Well, after the knee shot from
After the knee shot there.
well, where kind of lost me here.
Yeah, it's kind of getting to the point where that's the whole reason why I asked you.
Well, I know. So
my cursor just got all fucked up and went back to the beginning of the show. So.
Well, I got
Like, what do you
sidetracked
got?
with the beating him off comment. But Bruce Hart, just back to Bruce Hart, he interferes, yada yada yada. There's actually a spot where like whoever's in the ring with Pillman is like pulling on his pants, so it's like showing his ass. So of course the Canadian crowd pops for that. Then there's a cool little spot with Anvil and Animal in the ring, which just goes back to where they kind of have the right pairings from each side, kind of teeing off in the ring. So there's a spot where there's a nice nice test of strength spot between Anvil and Animal, which are two legitimate powerhouse big guys that you want to see, kind of performing that spot.
Yeah.
There is an odd spot though when Shamrock and Bret Hart are in the ring, and Shamrock lets Bret Hart. So Bret Hart's on the ground, so Shamrock can take control. And rather than take control or do any further aggression, he actually lets Bret Hart get up to fight. So you think they're gonna fight, and you think like, all right, Shamrock's gonna drop him, they're they're standing up face to face, and they get into like a short little grapple. Bret Hart gets out of it and kicks him in the stomach. I was like, it kind of makes Shamrock look not as legitimate. It's like he asked him to get up to fight his game, and then Bret Hart just kind of snaps out of a grapple. It was weird.
Yeah, it's shitty. That's shitty on Bret's part to do that.
Yeah, whoever's called it was just odd booking. I doubt it was Ken Shamrock. I don't think he was.
Probably not.
He had much say in any of these. Yeah, he wasn't well versed enough. He didn't have any experience yet.
Right, he's green.
Yeah.
So, one notable thing though that happened there after Owen Hart got hit with the chair shot is that he goes to the back, or backstage.
Oh, that's right. Big part.
And so Austin's going to get ganged up on immediately after that. And you have 5-on-4. Well, because Austin starts to get ganged up on, and Bret Hart's going to come by and hit him with a fire extinguisher. Now Austin is out, and he goes backstage. So now it's 4-on-4. You have Owen Hart and Austin out of the match at this point. And so, a lot of great action going on here. Just as you brought up, Anvil and Animal and these great combinations going on. So the crowd is keeping up with the excitement too. And I thought this would have been a great Survivor Series match if they were to do this. If it was Survivor Series, this would be a cool Survivor Series match to have it as an elimination match.
Yes.
Just seeing Austin and Owen Hart being eliminated basically from the match made me feel like, this could have been a cool elimination match. But either way, it works. I think this works just fine too.
Well, usually elimination matches play out a little bit better than these types of matches, but this plays out very well. It's well paced.
Considering there's 10 people, you would think that there's going to be a pinfall early. How is there not a pinfall so soon?
Yeah,
not. They drag it out. So people save the count. So they break submission holds. So it all works out pretty good.
Just back to my point. So as many odd spots as they are, like Shamrock letting Bret Hart get up, there's also some really great spots, like where Goldust hits a bulldog headlock
on
the bulldog. It's it's a nice little play off the rope, which is something that becomes part of Dustin Rhodes / Goldust. Moveset over all the years, but he hits it so well there. So
and even the call bulldog to bulldog.
Yeah, and then Bulldog hits a superplex on Goldust, so that's a nice little chain of moves and big spots right there.
And you have a curtain call.
Yep.
Too. Goldust does the curtain call, and like you just said, Bulldog hits that superplex. So some great shit in this match. Really great spots. At that point, though, once we go through that little stretch of moves between Goldust, Bulldog, Pillman involved, Shamrock involved, Austin's going to come back down to ringside, and he's going to reach for a tag. And you have Austin and Bret Hart. They battle it out one more time here. So you can see we're getting to the end of this match, and we get a continuation of some of their greatest hits. You're going to have sternum first. Bret Hart takes sternum first into the corner. You're going to get a DDT to Austin. Bret Hart's going to do the Russian leg sweep. You're going to do the elbow from the second rope. Austin's going to do the sleeper jawbreaker combo to him. So you're getting, in fast pace, you're getting all these great moves that they have. So they just kind of turned it back on them, just hit all their great spots. And eventually Hart's going to get Austin in a sharpshooter. Animal's going to come into the ring. He's going to break that up. Austin then gets the sharpshooter on Hart. And he's going to pegging him off, too, at the same time. So you can have now Owen Hart who was in the back. He's going to come back down. He's going to break that hold. He's going to break the sharpshooter. And then Owen gets tagged in.
Yep.
And at this point, Austin ends up outside again. You got Bruce Hart. Takes his soda, throws the ice at Austin. Austin's going to grab Stu Hart.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Yeah, I'm like, damn, he's fragile. Chill.
Yeah. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was still tough.
Yeah, he looked like he was loving it, though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I finally got some action again.
Yeah.
So Austin grabs Stu. Bruce and I couldn't tell which Hart it was. It was another Hart brother.
Davey?
And
I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know that name. It's not Keith. Who the hell it is. But he jumps the railing too, so Bruce and the other Hart, they jump the railing. They got to get involved, of course. They're in Calgary. Brett's going to roll Austin back into the ring. Now Austin gets up, and he's standing up looking outside the ring. He's trying to reach for Bret Hart on the outside. Now Owen is the legal man in the ring. Owen's going to come up from behind. He rolls Austin up, gets the 1, 2, 3 count. And there you go. Hart Foundation wins. The crowd goes freaking bananas.
Yeah.
And
ape shit.
Yeah, big time. And you got shit clearing out. You got all security in the ring because now the whole Hart family has basically jumped over the railing. And not just his brothers and his sisters, but the young ones too.
Yeah.
Like
there's civilians in there.
Like Natty Neidhart's in there. TJ is in there. Tyson Kidd. They're all in the ring. Back in 1997. You get so many Hearts out there. You get security there. Security's there to just make sure that no other fuckers just go out.
Non-Hart family members end up there.
Right. So, it's big celebration going on. And just great feel, And if you love the Hearts, then yeah, it's great.
Big match feel. Even if you don't love the Hearts, it's just a great match. The crowd helps. It's a great match. But when you have when I'm grading my matches, I also kind of take into consideration the crowd reaction. As much as I like it, is the crowd reacting? How is it coming across live? So a hot crowd can actually, bump up a match significantly if it's, if it's showing life.
Yeah,
because the wrestlers rally behind that. They step up their game. So
up until this point, this is probably one of the hottest crowds that WWF had.
Yeah, and it's such a mind
on
fuck.
pay-per-view in a long time anyway.
Yeah, and it's a mind fuck because you have the heels getting cheered more than the quote-unquote faces.
Right.
WWE America, 9 out of 10 times, you're going to watch a pay-per-view, you're going to see Austin getting cheered and the Hart Foundation getting booed. This is that one other time because it's in Canada. It's like you're watching a totally different show.
Yep.
It's good.
Like Bizarro World.
Yeah, it played out awesome, and I think that's what made it even more entertaining than it was. Little shit like that, the build to this.
I mean, and that would have been enough, but it gets even better because Austin's going to come back out post-match.
All this needed was a Rocky IV moment when the Canadian fans start cheering USA and cheering for Austin. That's all this needed. And it would have been better than Rocky IV. Canadian Stampede, better than Rocky IV. Drop the ball.
So Austin comes back out, like I was saying, and things had settled down at this point. So I thought that was a good idea. Like, let the Hearts have their celebration and everything. Then Austin comes back out, and it's like, oh, shit. And it just shows, too, like, this guy won't quit.
Yeah.
What the hell? It's like, you have the whole family in the ring. He's still going to come out. He's coming out to get his ass kicked, basically, but he doesn't give a shit.
It's a loud Austin sucks chance. They are loud.
Yeah. Big time. And it's smart for the WWF to do this, too, because you have Austin coming out. It's just to bring home the point that, Austin is our babyface still, even though we're in this kind of bizarro world situation right now where the Hearts are looking like, the big-time faces. We still have to, for our storyline purposes, have Austin go back out there and, show that he's not quitting. He's not going to just sit back and lose.
Yeah, going to let the people know on pay-per-view back in the good old USA. Still the man.
So he comes out there, he's going nuts and shit, and he ends up getting cuffed. Yeah. This is my favorite part. So he gets cuffed, and he's just walking backwards, bending over, pegging the fingers, pegging the birds with his hands cuffed. So I just thought that was a total badass moment right there for Austin.
Yeah,
And that just stood out to me.
defying
But one other
authority.
thing-
That's what he is. That's a perfect example of, what Stone Cold is at the core, really.
Definitely. And then just, moments before that, didn't mention, but Bruce Hart is going to get like one last cheap shot kick in on Austin. Austin's, rolling outside the ring, or just outside the ring, and Bruce Hart like stomps on his head. It's like, fucking guy. Always going to try to get involved. Very overzealous Bruce Hart.
Yeah, know your role, bro.
Yeah. The hell up. It's not Shawn Michaels. It's Steve Austin. Hitting the wrong guy. So the Hearts are going to celebrate baby faces for the night. Thought it was very cool. As we were just saying, how they do this little switcheroo when they do their shows in Canada and America. Great crowd. Because of that great crowd, because of the nonstop action, the good exchanges, being very entertaining, good storyline, good build up to it. I give this match 4 skulls.
That's what I got. I got 4 skulls as well.
Nice. So another great match. We're seeing a lot of great matches in this year, 1997. There's been a lot of 4-star matches. We didn't have a 5-star match. So getting some damn good action in 1997 in Steve Austin matches. Here's just another one right here, Canadian Stampede. A very underrated pay-per-view, I think, or sometimes forgotten. I think maybe sometimes forgotten.
Definitely forgotten. Definitely.
But when you go back, you realize, oh shit, this was a big-time show. And I mean, if it was on any other card, it may have stood out even more. But it kind of came out of nowhere, too, because there wasn't much hype for Canadian Stampede. It was just, oh, this is the next in your house. And it's like a few days after 4th of July, like, who the hell wants to watch pay-per-view just, on a random holiday weekend? But they did it here, and it worked. Being a big seller, ended up being recognized as being one of the better matches of the year, or one of the better pay-per-views of the year. So, good shit. So, let's wrap it up here at the bottom line and go through the house show matches. There wasn't much on the house show. Just like it's been for the past couple of months with Austin. He's not doing a whole lot of house shows. He's injured oftentimes, too, so they want to rest him up and heal up. But whenever he does have matches, it's generally with multiple people involved so that he can have his breaks. So he does tag team matches with Undertaker. He has a couple matches with Undertaker first. On June 14th and 15th, he loses to Undertaker. On June 27th, he and Undertaker defeat Owen and Bulldog. On June 28th, Taker defeats Bret Hart and Steve Austin in a triple threat match. And that was Bret Hart's first match back after being out of ring action.
Okay.
Yeah, for 2 months. And that was just days before this, so he's just tuning up a little bit before he gets back into the ring on pay-per-view. On June 29th, Taker and Austin tag team up again and defeat Bulldog and Owen Hart. And then on the 4th of July, Taker defeats Bret Hart and Steve Austin in a triple threat match again, just days before this show. So, a lot of work with Undertaker and a lot of work with the Hart Foundation on those house shows leading up to the Canadian Stampede.
And him and Taker could sure work on the chemistry just based on what we watched.
Yeah.
So,
definitely good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, JV, any final thoughts on this episode?
No final thoughts tonight. And no last-second final thoughts for me tonight either.
All right, so next week we'll be back with episode 13. Episode 13, we will be covering...
13, damn.
Yeah. We'll be covering July of 1997. And it's going to be a little shorter. Okay? The next 2 episodes are going to be a little shorter. We think. I say that now, but they should be because we're covering less. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're covering just 2 episodes of Raw next week. But there are 2 important episodes of Raw that leads up to Austin tag teaming with Dude Love. And, that's kind of like our main event next week is that Dude Love appears for the first time and partners with Austin. And that's, we're going to call that Have Mercy. Steve-O, boy, have mercy.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that's next week. And then the following week, we'll do 2 more episodes of Raw and SummerSlam. and that is Austin against Owen Hart. And as I said, at the beginning of the episode, I gave you the whole rundown for December. But just so you guys all aware of what we're doing here is we're just trying to fit in some time for the holiday season so that we get all our episodes out, but do it in a way where we're not cramming last minute to get episodes in, and we want to have some time off. We record on Mondays generally, so Monday it's going to be Christmas Eve and then New Year's Eve. So there's no way in hell that we're going to record on those nights.
No.
And then we don't want to be scrambling to find time before either because we're used to our routine already. So we figured, what, put some episodes in the can, okay, and we'll put them out during the holiday weeks, and we'll do a shortened version of. Well, we're going to take the July through August episode and just split it into two. So that's what we did. So you might actually get a shorter episode. Generally, we've been going close to 2 hours because these Raw episodes are just jam-packed with action.
Yeah, there's so much
Stone
material.
Cold. Stone Cold is just on it like every 15 minutes, basically, And so we'll see. Next week, episode 13, Have Mercy. So, get on the train, get on the Dude Love train. Get ready for that. So, if you want to prepare for that, just take a look at the next 2 episodes of Raw. And Austin's going to have to defend his tag team title against the winners of the tournament and then ultimately need a partner. And Mankind's been campaigning to be his partner for a while, but Austin's not buying that. So Mankind's going to have to come up with another way to be his partner, and that's Dude Love. All right, so a couple shout-outs to our podcast buddies.
Our
podcast brothers.
Our brethren.
Yeah, brethren. All right, so you have Talking Taker. Talking Taker is the similar podcast to what we do here, breaking down the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. They are digging up the career of The Undertaker week by week throughout his entire career. Their journey is so far in at this point. They've been through so many good things. They're basically out of the Attitude Era already. So they flew through that. So go back into their archives, check out their old episodes, find matches that you like. They give a great breakdown of it and the build up to it, just like we're doing here, the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast. So take a look at Talking Taker, and then also take a look at Booking the Territory podcast, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, where you get breakdowns of NWA, WCW Saturday night episodes, the classic, 605 episodes from TBS. They break down those every week, every Thursday. Then on every Sunday, they do a Smoky Mountain Wrestling podcast where they break down each episode of that week by week. So take a look at Booking the Territory podcast and Talking Taker. And you can contact us here for the Bottom Line Cast at Bottom Line Cast on Twitter. You can also contact me at MPRU83. And then JV can be found at John Van Damage. Okay, we're also on Facebook at Bottom Line Cast, where you can just follow along there and take a look at our podcast episodes, our past archives. And thanks for listening, guys. Like I said, next week we'll be back. Dude Love, Have Mercy, episode 13. And until then, so long.